Hello, Seiiti Arata. Every end of the year is the same. You feel that urge to change your life, and you make New Year resolutions. And after a few weeks, the excitement vanishes and everything goes back to the way it was. Year after year, this routine repeats itself, and that is why we have that question. Is making plans for the new year still worth it? I like quoting a study that followed 200 people to see if they kept their New Year's resolutions, and the conclusion was just like expected. 77% of the people gave up on their resolutions during the first week of the year, and just 8% of the resolutions became a reality. Actually, most of us wouldn't even need any scientific research to know that. Every beginning of a new year in practice, you know that your plans are hardly going to become true as they were initially designed. But even after all of that, I'm telling you that yes, making plans for the new year is still worth it. Plans are useless, but planning is essential. This quote became famous with President Dwight Eisenhower, who presided over the United States during the decade of 1950. Before becoming president, Eisenhower was a five-star general who served as a supreme commander of the Allied powers in Europe during the Second World War. An army general knows that there is no such a thing like a single plan that survives the battlefield. As great as your plan might be, real life presents you with so many variables that the plan at the end of the day in reality becomes almost useless. For example, you promise that next year you will enjoy more life outdoors, that you will go out more often, you will visit at least one new place in your city every week. You even design a very detailed plan of places you want to go. But then comes real life, your energy fades away, your wish to leave your house disappears, or something unexpected happens and makes everyone stay at home. So your plan does not survive the battlefield. So if plans are useless, why do we keep saying that planning is essential? There are some reasons for that, and the most important one is that planning keeps you on track towards your objectives. Let's say that you dream about becoming a super healthy person. Every year you make some resolutions to drop a few kilos, to do some exercise, or to eat better. Those resolutions never become true the way you planned. You don't burn the amount of body fat that you defined, you don't exercise as much as you had promised, or you don't give up sugar completely as you had written down in your New Year resolutions list. But even so, that planning made you pay attention to your health. You started the year with focus, and then you started losing up on your commitments until you get to the end of the year feeling that you were awful compared to what you had promised. Even if you had failed last year, it can be useful to do similar resolutions this year. You can face it as if it were a renovation of an ideal that you have, or something that you value, or a hope that must be constantly nurtured. New Year resolutions exist so you can keep walking. Your utopia is there on the horizon. If I get 2 steps closer, it gets 2 steps farther. If I make 10 steps, it will move 10 steps away. No matter how much I walk, I will never reach the horizon. So what is the purpose? What is the point of utopia? The purpose is that I never stop walking. This idea of filmmaker Fernando Birri explains in an easy way what is the use of your New Year resolutions. After a difficult year or before an uncertain future, New Year resolutions work as a lighthouse, as a guide that keeps you walking to become the person you want to be. Even if all your New Year resolutions fail, it doesn't mean that they were useless. Dreaming is not useless. A lot of what makes us human is our ability to dream, to nurture our hopes, to imagine a better future. What else would there be? If you think that making plans for the new year is not worth it, you may as well think that setting goals or pursuing dreams or achieving anything in life is not worth either. And this is a dangerous thought. You might end up becoming someone without dreams, someone who just wants to survive each day, repeating the same tasks for years just to pay the bills, and then reach the end of their life to wonder whether that was it. Make plans for the new year as if it were the first time. You don't have anything to lose. There are several videos in this channel with a practical advice so that you can increase the chances of accomplishing your New Year resolutions. If that is what you want, you can search here in this channel, write in the word resolutions, and you'll find several techniques to turn your promises into reality. But in today's conversation, we will not be discussing those techniques. In today's talk, we are basically talking about something better, about what lies behind the idea of planning the future, of making commitments with yourself, of nurturing your dreams. And that is why, even if you have failed many times before, even if you know that your resolutions are hardly going to become true the way you planned, I'm telling you that you must make plans for the new year. In fact, make those plans as if it were the first time. Put your dreams on paper. Write down what you want to accomplish, what kind of a person you want to be. Think of practical attitudes to make those resolutions come true, and at the same time, value your dreams for themselves. That's what keeps us walking. Statistically speaking, it is quite possible that your New Year resolutions will never be accomplished. But you must not see that as a failure. You can change your mindset and consider that basically you have nothing to lose. If you manage to carry out your New Year resolutions exactly the way you planned, well, that is great. But if you don't manage to accomplish them, then at least you can learn how to not conquer that objective, or at least you progress a little bit towards that goal. And certainly, you didn't deviate a lot from the person that you really want to become. The new year is always a time to renew our hopes. You've had a difficult year and you have an uncertain future ahead of you, so do not let the roughness of life completely extinguish your dreams. Take pen and paper and make your dreams, your plans for New Year. Write down the things that you want to accomplish, the things you want to achieve, who you want to become. And those dreams will keep you on track during the year. But of course, you must not make promises and hope that they will become true on their own. If you want to discover new ways to keep your New Year's promises, I invite you to watch a special class of the Better New Year project. You can take a look at arata.se/Better New Year.